In Celtic traditions, it's said that in autumn, the veil between the worlds thins. I've always loved this term. To me, it captures in a poetic way something that I innately feel every time autumn comes around again. But what does this really mean? What does it mean to have this veil between the worlds thin? I'm Asia Suler of One Willow Apothecaries, and this is your guide to navigating the thinning of the veil. In autumn, as the life force of the living world begins to drain back down to the roots, it's almost as if there's bigger space made for the unseen. In Celtic traditions, we say the veil between these worlds of the seen and the unseen begins to thin. And there's a crossover, an exchange that can happen that is particular to autumn. For as poetic as this term is, though, I find it's helpful to actually know what that means on a tangible level. What can you expect to happen when the veil thins? These are some themes that I've noticed coming up for me, my clients, and my students almost every fall. And sometimes if we can just become aware of them, then we can really harness the medicine they can bring. The first thing that you might notice happening is that those who are on the other side can come visit you. So you might notice in autumn that loved ones who've passed on are visiting you in your dreams, or that you're having breakthrough memories of them or having experiences where you feel like they're close to you. It's been amazing to me to see how many times this has happened for myself or for a client. And when we take a step back and we notice, we're tipping from the equinox into fall. This makes sense. It's actually easier in the fall for our loved ones to reach out to us. So as we enter into fall, if you're having a dream with someone you've loved who's passed on, or you're feeling them reach out to you, don't discount this. Know that this is actually a really opportune moment for them to be able to reach out to you and connect. The next thing you might notice in fall are greater psychic openings. So when the veil is thin, there is a lessening of the boundaries in our perception. So this could mean a lot of things. You might have a creative outpouring in fall. I know for me, every autumn is always a very creative time for me. So you might notice that in autumn you have new ideas, new visions, new dreams come around, or it might be a time where some of your dreams are coming to fruition. This creativity is really coming from the thinning of this veil between the normal day-to-day perception and this wider perception of the unseen world and all the possibilities that live there. This can also be a time of study, scholarship, and learning, new awakenings. It's almost as if the aperture on your life can expand and you can see more than you saw before. There's a reason why every fall we begin school again, and it's not just because of the harvest season. There's something going on in the wider consciousness of the way the seasons progress, where fall itself is a wonderful time to expand the boundaries of your knowledge. So you might find yourself being drawn to study a new discipline or a new practice, and if you're feeling that urge, follow it, because this might be the beginning of a whole new perception. Along with this idea of psychic openings, fall is also a really important time to get clear on your boundaries. So anytime the veil is getting thin, there's the possibility for more energies to be coming into your sphere. So I often find in fall, I need to sort of re-up my negotiations with my boundaries. It can be really helpful to set limits, especially if you're someone who's highly creative or highly connected to the spirit world. You can set boundaries to say, I'm open for new insight, information, and communication between these hours every evening. Beyond that, I need my sleep and I need to go about my day-to-day life. The thinning of the veil can also mean death. Now, when I say death, I don't necessarily mean the physical passing of somebody. I mean death more in the tarot card way. So when you get death in the major arcana of the tarot deck, it doesn't necessarily mean this black and white death as in we think of it. Death may mean just an ending. In fall, we often come up to this period of ending contracts. So when the veil thins, we're able to see some things that were obscured from our view before. So you might have some stuff coming up in your relationships for review, renewal, or termination. This is also a time when memories tend to come up for us. Now, these memories from the past are often coming up because they're looking for resolution. There's something about these memories, maybe some of them might even feel like barbed nostalgia, that are coming up for you to release something about them that is still creating a holding pattern within you. Fall might be one of the most potent times for you to really end some limiting patterns or belief systems. And sometimes memories will come up for us to be able to see the ways in which these limiting belief systems or programs have followed us throughout our lives. So if you're having memories come up, old stuff for review, know that this is part of this regeneration process, which begins with the death. And if you're feeling a little bit worried or intimidated by this, remember that harvest and death goes hand in hand. When we harvest the squash from our garden or the apples from the tree, this is also a death. We need death in order to have harvests. So know if you're having a lot of stuff come up in your life to release during the fall, that this is actually indicative of many abundant harvests for you in the days, months, and seasons to come. One of the last things to look out for as the veil thins is the ability to actually plant seeds of new manifestations. When the veil is thin, we have access to the dreaming part of ourselves, that part of ourselves that is here to be in co-creation, that is here to dream our lives into existence. Now, a lot of times we forget that fall is actually when a lot of first new growth begins. If you have a garden, fall is where you plant your perennial bulbs. So think about the thinning of the veil as a time in which you're going to plant some new, long-standing patterns, programs, or projects in your life. This is that time to get those bulbs, those perennial bulbs that will bloom for years to come in the ground. So if you are having dreams come through or visions come through for you this fall, know that this is just the beginning of something that might feed you for many years to come. And if you have the space and time, really drop into what these dreams are asking of you. Is it to go on a new course of study? Is it to release? Or is it simply to be and experience this time of the thinning of the veil? Right on the other side of the veil is what we call the other world, this place of spirit, of the ineffable, of the unseen, of the mysterious. If you're intrigued by this concept of the other world, I invite you to come join me for my online class, Herbs for the Other World. In the class, we explore the contours of the other world. What is it? Where is it? And why connect to this place that was so essential to the ancient Celts? In the course, we go over key practices and rituals to really make the most of this time of the thinning of the veil, as well as looking at several different plants that can really open the gateway to a truly profound autumn. You can find the link to this class below, and be sure to share this video with anyone you know who is interested in harnessing this time of creativity and connection to the unseen. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do any of these themes resonate with you? Can you remember to falls in previous times of your life? Were any of these themes up for you then? And of course, I'd love to connect to you more on my website, onewillowapothecaries.com, where I have a whole library of classes and a blog full of information to help you go deeper. There, you can also sign up for my mailing list to get bi-weekly missives from me that will help you connect directly into the gateway of the living world.